If you are buying a home on Philadelphia's main line, there are some things that you should be looking for in an agent. Now, most of these apply to anywhere. There's just a couple of things that might be a little local specific. So obviously, you want an agent with some level of experience. I shouldn't necessarily say that. Just because an agent is inexperienced, it does not mean that that agent can't do a good job. And of course, there's no way to gain the experience if nobody ever gives you a chance. But from the buyer's perspective, you will probably feel a little bit more confident if you are using an agent with experience. Experience in things that come up that you don't expect, experience in negotiating, experience in just the entire process. So then there's also familiarity with the areas that you are looking for. In general, you don't want to use a Center City agent if you're looking for a house in Villanova. There are just some quirks and things that someone who doesn't work in that area a lot might not know. So you do want to look for somebody who sells a lot in the area or areas you are considering. That definitely goes for everywhere. Also, you want to have someone who is really, really responsive. So even in a market that isn't moving that fast and doesn't have multiple over asking bids the same day, which we are still seeing in our area, and it is just the beginning of fall 2022, we're still seeing that. But even if it's not moving that fast, you need a responsive agent when you have a question, or if there's a property you want to see, or if you, for example, have a bid into a house and you decide, I think I want to increase our offer, that kind of thing. You need to know that your agent is going to answer the phone or get back to you very, very quickly. Your agent also needs to be comfortable with technology. That's both the technology to find properties for you, as well as to send them to you, and as far as paperwork goes, being able to use things like DocuSign so that they can get offers in quickly. People who are not familiar with technology or not comfortable with technology can really hurt you. You need somebody to educate you on the entire buying process. Make sure that any agent you're talking to is willing to give you a clear idea of step by step what the process is, and can explain all of the different pieces and parts so that you feel comfortable. You may even want to see some of the required documents and forms ahead of time so you have the opportunity to read over them and ask any questions you have prior to being in a time crunch situation where you're just having to sign something and you wonder, what did that actually say, or what have I promised, or that kind of thing. As I said, I work in the greater Philadelphia area, and for us, one of the big issues is the interrelationship of the township where you live, the school district, and the taxes you pay. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here, but there is definitely an interrelationship there that affects home value as well, and you want to make sure that you're very clear about that with your agent and that you understand how to look at properties, keeping those things in mind. As I've already said, local neighborhood experience is really important, particularly because there may be idiosyncrasies to different areas that should be explained, whether there's maybe a business in town that's closing, or something new that's coming, or something new being built. That's the kind of thing that a buyer might want to know. In addition to peculiar zoning ordinances, you can't add a garage or anything like that. So you definitely want to make sure that you learn about the local area's idiosyncrasies. Finally, closing costs. And I mention this because, again, in Pennsylvania, they are among the highest in the nation. Depending on exactly where you buy, what the property taxes are, whether there's an HOA or condo fee, as a rule of thumb, I tend to tell people to put aside roughly 4.5% of the purchase price, and that's cash, that's not financeable money, for one-time closing costs that will be collected by the title company at settlement. That's not paying me or my company. Those aren't real estate fees. Those are title and lender fees. And yeah, it's a lot of money. So those are the kinds of things that you need to think about and make sure are explained to you when you are choosing an agent for a purchase in the greater Philadelphia mainline area. And as I said, most of that is applicable to most places in the country.